Blast the hoop of the horn.
LNKTV Sports and the Nebraska Wesleyan University Sports Network presents Prairie Wolves basketball. Today it's a conference matchup featuring the Beavers of Buena Vista University and your Nebraska Wesleyan University Prairie Wolves. This game is made possible by Lincoln Electric System. It's your electricity, own it. And Nebraska Wesleyan University. Now let's take you out to Snyder Arena with Jeff Moats and Jim Angeli.
And good evening. We welcome you here to Snyder Arena here on LNK-TV and the Nebraska Wesleyan Sports Network. Along with Jim Angeli, I'm Jeff Moats. We're glad to have you here tonight for the first of a doubleheader between Nebraska Wesleyan and Buena Vista. The women's teams will tip off here momentarily, Jim. But we see this Wesleyan team coming in here with a 2-3 mark. But if you count the 2 losses in conference play, according to the ARC, they'd be 2-5, but the NCAA is going to recognize their official record as 2-3 because 2 games had to be forfeited.
Yeah, that's one of the things, COVID, we thought we were over it last year with everything that happened. Coach Sam Dixon was down to 9 players, even suited up 6 for the final game. This year he's got 15, and he still had a couple of issues with health reasons, and so they've had to shut down for about a week, but now they get to play here at home for the first time this season.
Which is hard to believe. They start out with 2 wins at Northland and Grinnell back on November 7th and 13th, respectively. Their first loss, November 20th out at Westminster, and then they were in the Colorado College Classic back on the 26th and 27th on Thanksgiving weekend, where they suffered 2 losses. Hardin-Simmons and Mary Hardin-Baylor were the teams that they fell to. We'll pause for our national anthem, bring you the tip-off of this women's matchup between Nebraska Wesleyan and Buena Vista coming up in a few moments here on LNK-TV and the Nebraska Wesleyan Sports Network.
When you're out to make a difference in the world, begin by exploring what inspires you at Nebraska Wesleyan University. The bridge between you and meaningful, unforgettable experiences, designed from personal attention to internships to translate into success in your career and life. A place of powerful learning designed to explore you, discover you, propel you. Nebraska Wesleyan University, NWU.
Our national anthem here as we get ready for tip-off between Nebraska Wesleyan and Buena Vista here in this women's matchup this evening at Snyder Arena. Jeff Moats and Jim Angeli with you here on LNK-TV. Let's talk about Buena Vista a little bit, Jim. They're young, but they got some talent on this ball club. It's interesting to note that, Wesleyan struggling here early, but can they overcome that young talent? Buena Vista seems like they're pretty legit here entering this contest tonight.
They are. They've got a really good inside-outside combination. Sophomore forward Vanessa Hamilton, she's averaging 12 points per game and 11.6 rebounds per game. So that's a double-double per game, shooting 54% from the field. So she's obviously the inside threat. Outside, it's going to be sophomore guard Hannah Whitver, who's hitting 33.3% of her three-point shots, and she's at about 8.6 points per game. But she does a nice job of kind of controlling things and works really well with Vanessa Hamlin.
So we'll see the Prairie Wolves here being introduced tonight. Ellie Barrows being introduced here. Also getting the start, Delaney Roberts and Brianna Denton. As we get ready for tip-off here between the Prairie Wolves and the Beavers out of Buena Vista, coming all the way down about, 2.5, 3 hours from the northeast in Storm Lake, Iowa, which I've always kind of referred to as one of the coldest places on the face of the earth about this time of the year.
That's true. It's at this time of the year, you start driving a couple of hours north and you do feel the difference in the wind. So, yeah, I know. But it should be a good matchup tonight. I mean, you know, one of the things to look forward to with the Prairie Wolves is Delaney Roberts, the sophomore point guard right here out of Lincoln East graduate. You know, last year she comes into this Prairie Wolves program and she was just trying to get the team into an offense, kind of settle things down, learn her way kind of slowly and adjust to the college game. This year, she's going full gun. I mean, Coach Sam Dixon wanted her to score, and now she leads the Prairie Wolves, averaging 12.6 points per game.
We'll talk more about Delaney Roberts here in a moment as Partridge will jump center, and the tip's going to be controlled by Buena Vista. We're underway here as Maya Gazinski got control of the basketball. Lindsay Anhalt with it now. Back over to Gazinski on the right side, now dribbling around the top. Stepping out for the post is Vanessa Hamlet. That bounce down on the right block. Anhalt going to work. Turn around off the glass and in.
Nice job. She was able to put that right up and over and just do some work down there in the paint.
Already 2-0 here to begin this ball game. We're about 30 seconds or more in to this first quarter. Delaney Roberts works it into the corner. Denton with it in the far corner. Barrows with it now, and that ball turned over. Wesleyan setting in a 2-3 zone here to start out defensively. Around the top, here's Whitver. Over here on the left side, Krager with it now. Far side right, Gazinski works the dribble against the defense from Roberts. And now a three out front from the left side, doesn't fall. Offensive board and putback doesn't go for Hamlet. She draws the contact underneath and she'll go to the free throw line.
And there's Hamlet right away trying to make that presence known. She goes to the offensive glass hard, and that's one of the things that, you know, Rhett Partridge at 6'4" for Nebraska Wesleyan, she's going to have to box out Hamlet and keep her away from the offensive glass.
Hamlet hits the first free throw. 6'4" and a freshman out of Lavelle, Wyoming is Partridge. Utilizing that height will be key too for her and trying to stay out of foul trouble. Second free throw missing there, and the rebound to Denton.
So we'll see what Nebraska Wesleyan can do in another possession here.
Trying to get the offense going here. Roberts with it here on the right side with shot clock at 16. Here's a long three on the way. That's off the iron, no good for Barrows, and the ball goes out of bounds. Off the miss, and it'll belong to Buena Vista. This game, kind of an early start here. Usually in years past, we've tipped off at 6 and 8 respectively, but it's 5:30, 7:30. So kind of a late arriving crowd here for this one. Nice attack to the basket there that time by Krager, misses it. Shot on the follow-up doesn't go either. And Partridge tracks the rebound, and here come the Prairie Wolves. Far side left, here is Roberts. Off the high screen. Denton with the long two from the right side of the key, doesn't fall, and back the other way we go. Buena Vista in transition here, trying to get into a half-court offense, and a miscue. It looked like maybe a handoff that went awry and hit the feet of Maya Gazinski, and it goes out of bounds.
So Nebraska Wesleyan just, I think, needs to settle down here, and they've had good movement, but they just haven't been able to get the angles on the passes that they've wanted to get it into the post.
Three ball doesn't go that time for Barrows. Here come the Beavers in transition. Slowing it down is Krager. Buena Vista 3-4 coming into this game, 1-1 in conference play. Krager briefly lost control of the ball and got it back and gets tied up with it, and the alternating arrow points to Wesleyan.
Yeah, Partridge doing a good job of just using that height and putting her hand on top of the basketball, and turnover. Opportunity for Nebraska Wesleyan now.
Played almost 3 minutes of basketball there. There you see Partridge, 6'4" freshman. We'll get a breather here. Here's Barrows on the right wing. Swinging around the horn. Roberts with the ball. Barrows for a three for the right corner, and she nails it.
Yeah, that's her first one of the season. Three-point range. The junior out of Denver, Colorado coming through for the Prairie Wolves to tie the game up.
Tied at 3 here Front court here is Krager for Buena Vista. Out top to Hamlet. Now they go to the far side right to Whitver. Anhalt will trake it along the right side of the key, puts up a shot off balance, doesn't fall, and Vandenack with the basketball off the miss. Quickly down court, and a pass from Roberts to Denton. Denton was thinking about heading to the basket, not catching the ball, similar to what you would see with a wide receiver in football.
Yep, just took her eye off of it at the last second. There you can see the three-pointer from Bream. She knocks that one down.
So back the other way.
Barrows, excuse me.
Anhalt with the basketball. Krager here in the left wing. Now Wesleyan going to a man defense. Krager for a three. That's going to be well short. And the Prairie Wolves let it go out of bounds. Sida Hultquist comes in. And it'll be Vandenack to work in the basketball here as Wesleyan has control here with just under 6 minutes to go first quarter. Still a tie ball game at 3. And both teams really trying to find some rhythm. Entry past the post ends up being a jump ball, and the alternating arrow goes back to Buena Vista.
Yeah, that unfortunately was right at the feet of Bream, and she was unable to go down and get it. You'd like to see that pass just a few feet out in front so she can catch it at about the waist.
Working from the high post area, Hamlet. Back out, dribbling in toward the key is Whitver. Far side right. Addison Weber into the game. Quick entry pass from the corner to Hamlet. In traffic, puts it up and in, draws the foul.
Just a nice job by Whitver to find Hamlet and get the angle. That's what Nebraska Wesleyan is trying to do on the other end, is the guards are trying to get the angle to get it into the post. But right here, look at that pass. Just a nice little dump down, and Hamlet finishes at the rim.
Free throw good for her, so she gets the three-point play, and the lead now is 6-3 here for Buena Vista. Here's Roberts. Far side left wing, Hultquist with the basketball. Out top they go to Ellie Bream. Now to Roberts. Roberts, nice spin move in the lane, misses it. Normally for Roberts, she can make those types of shots. Just couldn't do it that time here on the other end. Good defense from Wesleyan. Buena Vista just trying to work the ball in, but they go back outside for a three. That one missing long, but there's Hamlin again for an offensive board and put back.
She's a force on those boards. We've already talked about it, how we've got to box her out. But, you know, Hamlet doing a great job already with 6 points.
8-3 lead here for the Beavers of Buena Vista. Here's Roberts on the left side. And the ball taken away briefly by Anhalt, but recovered by the Prairie Wolves. A long two will not drop that time for Hultquist. And a foul underneath.
Yeah, Anna Vandenack was a surprise last year, I think, as a freshman coming out of UT, and she played some great basketball for Nebraska Wesleyan, and she's averaging 8.8 points per game. And she can, one of her strengths is getting to the free throw line. So if she can get the basketball, draw some fouls, she can score for Coach Sam Dixon.
Out front, here it is. Roberts with the basketball, running the offense. Prairie Wolves trying to get the ball inside of Vandenack, and now in traffic, Hamlet with good defense and the low block takes it away. Entry pass went awry.
Yeah, again, another one of those that Halliday just didn't have the angle to try to get it into Vandenack.
Good defense on the inside there by Partridge. Stood her ground, used her height and frame, and deflected the ball that Anhalt was trying to score with, and back the other way we go. With the basketball, here's Avery Halliday. Dribbling right of the key, going up as Hultquist puts it up and in.
That was a nice job of using the screen, coming around and attacking, going downhill to get to the basket.
Prairie Wolves within a possession once again. Nice backdoor cut, one dribble on the baseline, shot up and short. That time for Kaylee Dreesback, and the ball goes out of bounds off of Buena Vista. Watch this again. Nice take to the hoop by Holtquist.
Right. And you could see Hamlet was worried about the pick and roll, so she vacated and went further into the paint, which opened up that right side further for Holtquist.
3:16 and counting here in this opening quarter. There you see Delaney Roberts with the ball. Attacking the lane right side. It's Denton to the basket, draws the contact, but she'll make up for it as she heads to the free throw line.
Looks like the Prairie Wolves have kind of found a little momentum here the last 2 times down the court, attacking that right side and going straight to the basket.
Free throw up and good for Denton, her first point of the game. Look at this again as she took it to the basket. There you see the contact.
Yeah, Dresbeck didn't have much to do except foul right there.
And Denton hits both of them. So Wesleyan getting a couple of big free throws there, now within 1. And now the Prairie Wolves are going to go to a 2-2-1 press. Looking to trap here, maybe in the backcourt. Let's see. Addison Weber in trouble. And at midcourt, stolen by Roberts, but back in the hands of Buena Vista. And they're going to see a 10-second violation. Well,
right.
all not lost that time by the Wesleyan defense. They get the 10-second violation called on Buena Vista.
Well, that's something that Sam Dixon saw, an opportunity here. Let's do something a little bit different. It's still early in the season, and, you know, Buena Vista obviously doesn't have any conference tape since Nebraska Wesleyan's missed 2 games. So why not do something a little bit different early in the game?
Here's Barrows with the basketball. Vandeneck with it now, Roberts. Oh, nice feed inside to Partridge, who scores underneath.
And that's a great opportunity. I mean, Partridge able to just flash to that left low block, and boom, the pass was right there for an easy basket, and Wesleyan has its first lead of the game.
And a 6-0 run here for the Wolves, 9-8 the score. Here's Dresbeck off the roll, down inside, shot up from Hamlet, and they're going to call traveling on her.
Yeah, it's amazing what 6'4" will make you do with your feet. I mean, Partridge got that hand up, and then Hamlet just decided, well, maybe I need to get a little bit better angle. As you can see, Partridge right there scoring and giving the Prairie Wolves the lead.
Here's Denton on the left wing. Partridge, nice look down low. Vandeneck going to work on the low block. Shut up, no good. And they're going to call a foul. It's on the floor. And this will go against Buena Vista.
But that was a nice job by Brianna Denton to come flying in and grab that rebound for the Prairie Wolves.
Dresbeck called for her second personal foul. We got a injury on the floor. That might be Dresbeck. She's grabbing her knee. That does not look good. So we have an injury timeout on the floor. 2:06 to go here in the opening quarter. Wesleyan in the middle of a 6-0 run. They lead at 9-8 over Buena Vista. Dresbeck that went down with what looked like a knee injury. Not sure how serious it is. Now underneath the basket, the ball's turned over by Wesleyan, and Buena Vista will get the ball. And it looks like Dresbeck's heading back into the training area. If you see at the top corner of your screen, being escorted out. And that's not a good sign, Jim, if you go down with a knee injury like that. It didn't look like it was too serious. Maybe she banged it pretty hard, but
that's the amazing thing about knee injuries. Sometimes they just don't look like a whole lot, and all of a sudden it can be really unfortunate. Let's hope she's not injured too bad.
Off the offensive board, 3 doesn't fall. From the left side, taken by Emily Newton. And now Wesleyan with the basketball. Diekman in the game for the Prairie Wolves. Barrows with the ball now. Here's Partridge. Denton, lob inside of Vandenek in traffic. Good defense on the front post there by Buena Vista. As Hamlet took the ball away, now on the other end, they'll try to reset the offense.
Yeah, Denton needed to put a little more air underneath that. Vandenek had the position for that lob, but you got to get it over that person fronting you.
There's a three from the top that doesn't fall for Lindsey Graff, but the offensive board, and there's a putback for Hamlet. She's got 8.
And doing the work on the offensive rebounds.
You bet.
That's her third at least.
That breaks the 6-0 run from Wesleyan. Here in the final 40 seconds of this first quarter, Barrows lost the ball, recovers it, finds Denton. Here's Denton along the key, and she's called for traveling after she picked up the ball. She moved her pivot foot too and turns it over.
Yeah, taking care of the basketball is going to be critical for Nebraska Wesleyan. They've already got 7 turnovers here in that first quarter.
Here's Graff in the front court here. We're down to the final 24 seconds of the quarter. Hamlet stepping up from the high post. Hamlet at 5'9", going up against 6'4" Partridge. Here's Graff with 9. Krager with the ball. Got away maybe with a carry, gets the ball back, puts it up and in with the left hand.
I think she did get away with the carry, but they're going to count that anyway, and she did a nice job of trying to maintain possession with the right and switching to the left hand to give the Beavers a 12-9 lead here at the end of the first quarter.
We'll step aside for this quick break. Let's see if Wesleyan can bounce back here. Come back to the second quarter with us after you see this. There you see Vanessa Hamlet. She's really been doing very well. She's 3 for 3 from the field, 2 of 3 from the free throw line. 10 points so far for her. Actually, it should be 8 points. I don't know if that's 10 minutes. I'm sorry, I'm reading that wrong. I'm right. She does have 8 points. I was hallucinating there for a moment, trying to read the live stats.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. It's our first game of the season, too, and getting used to the stats. But I know one of the things that Sam Dixon was probably talking about there at the end of the first quarter was the possessions. I mean, Nebraska Wesleyan's actually shooting 33.3% from the floor, better than Buena Vista. Buena Vista's 5 for 16, but it's those 7 turnovers that I'm sure that Coach Dixon talked about with the Prairie Wolves. It's like, we've got to take care of the basketball.
Roberts a bounce in the high post, back out right side. Roberts as Wesleyan gets the basketball here. Here's Barrows for a 3, missing that one. And back the other way, here comes Buena Vista. 12-9 Beavers ahead of the Prairie Wolves. Krager with it now. Good swing pass far side. And now we got contact. And a foul going to go against Wesleyan on Denton. That's her first. Inbounds pass. Krager wide open for a 3. Off the mark on an offensive board. And a 3 from the top that doesn't fall for Whitver. And we got contact underneath against Wesleyan. And this one's going to go against Partridge. That's number 2 on her.
Yeah, that's going to be a loose ball foul. She was just a little bit over the back and tried to tip that away instead of just going straight up with both hands to try to grab it.
Inside. There's a shot in the way that rattles in and through for Anhalt.
That was a nice in and out movement. I mean, the ball goes into Hamlet. Hamlet finds the open person, and that's Anhalt, who was able to take a couple dribbles and knock down a shot.
I want to correct myself. That was the second foul on Denton, not Partridge on the other end. Barrows into the corner to Denton. Now here's Partridge. Trying to lob it down low underneath the Bream, and it's knocked away. In transition, there's a basket. There's Hamlet with 10 points now. And now a timeout taken here by Wesleyan. A 30-second timeout here. A bit of a run here. An 8-0 run for Buena Vista. Now up 16-9. And you mentioned it, 7 turnovers are the big difference entering this first quarter, and that total has increased considerably here in the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, it's now up to 8, but as you can see, Hamlet just doing a great job. She's a good athlete. I mean, you talked about her being 5'9". She's 2 points away from her season average of 12.
Yeah, and for 5'9", she's playing like she's 6'1", 6'2", down in that low block, and has done a pretty good job.
Yeah, you can definitely see that she's got the strength, and she's got the basketball savvy to know what to do with the basketball. Evident of that was that last pass that she made to Anhalt. She's just got a good basketball IQ.
Here's Delaney Roberts, a bounce pass into traffic on the help defense.
Yep, and that was Hamlet knocking it away.
And there's a layup on the other end for Gazinski.
Gazinski, the native of Tekamah, Nebraska.
They get a few players coming over there to play for Nebraska.
Oh, yeah.
Not all Iowa or Illinois or other areas around the state of Iowa. Here's Roberts. Backs her way in, going to the basket, and they're going to say a foul on the floor. And they're going to give that foul to Gazinski.
But it's nice to see Roberts being a little bit more aggressive. We need to get her more involved to open things up for some of her teammates. Here's a three-pointer from her.
Shot up, doesn't fall. Battle for the rebound, picked up by Krager. And she'll bring it into the front court. Now they'll try to set up a half-court offense. Hamlet, nice feed down low. Anhalt was cutting down the lane. They move it around quickly. Good ball movement. Gazinski going to shot fake and dribble. Nice lob inside, and a shot up and in off the glass for Hamlet.
Just a beautiful job of Gazinski being able to see Hamlet as the help defense came over at Gazinski. Boom, a nice easy pass and quick basket.
And now it's a 12-0 run here for Buena Vista. And Wesleyan has come up empty on the last several trips down the court.
Yeah, there's that pass, boom, right there, and Hamlet just wide open underneath the basket.
Back to the turnovers. Wesleyan 9-4. Wesleyan with the turnovers compared to Buena Vista. Here is Roberts to the hoop, draws the contact. She'll go to the free throw line. Well, we see Dresbach working her way back toward the Buena Vista bench, and not sure if she's going to be sitting out for a while or if she's going to come back in at any point, but looks like everything may be okay.
Well, she's pulling the knee pads up, so that is a good sign. I mean, she looked like she was walking pretty well.
Yeah.
So glad it wasn't anything too serious.
Roberts with the first free throw. Second one on the way, hits it. And we'll see Holtquist come back in. Give Denton a breather here at 7:25 remaining in this second quarter. Again, the press by Wesleyan. They have not been able to really capitalize too much off of it except for a 10-second count early on. Whitfer back out for a long two, going to be short, no good for Anhalt, but rescued. Interior pass in the lane, off the glass and in for Lindell, who got the ball to go.
And you got to credit Weber, Addison Weber, coming off the bench, coming all the way around the baseline to gather that rebound for the Beavers.
Edge defense that time. Holtquist on the dribble. Halliday to the basket on the drive, can't finish.
Wide open look to the basket. She's got to be able to finish that one at the rim.
And use the backboard. High post. Buena Vista really moving the ball well on offense against the zone now from Wesleyan. They go back to the 2-3. And a three ball from the right wing does not fall for Whitfer, but another offensive board. Shot up, doesn't fall from the top. Taken by Weber, and a foul underneath against Looks like Lindell.
So Lindell, another Northeast Nebraska product. She's out of Wakefield, 5'11" freshman. Averaging 2.1 points per game and 2.1 rebounds so far on the season.
The other Nebraskan on that roster is Grace Hatcher out of Columbus Lakeview, who was a freshman guard. Entry pass denied by Anhalt. Back the other way, here comes Buena Vista. And a steal by Roberts momentarily, but not for long. There's a scrum for the ball. And now a shot up. That doesn't fall for Weber from the baseline. And now Delaney Roberts comes up with the basketball.
Nebraska Wesleyan needs a basket here. Down by 11 with 5:44 to go before halftime. See what Roberts can get the Prairie Wolves into.
Here's Vandenek with a long two. That doesn't fall for her, but a tie for the basketball. And the alternating arrow is going to go to Buena Vista. As Bream was there to get a handle on it, but the ball will go to Buena Vista. Bream, a sophomore out of Waverly. Came from a pretty good program out there. Now it looks like Wesleyan back to a man defense.
They've definitely been changing it up, showing different looks to Buena Vista, but it hasn't slowed down BV yet.
Almost a turnover there, but rescued. Here come the Beavers again on offense. Here's a three from the top that doesn't fall for Krager. But another offensive board. And a three from the right corner going to be short, no good. And a battle for the rebound underneath as Holtquist was going after the ball. She was knocked to the floor. And that foul's going to go against Anhalt. Well, 18 rebounds total for Buena Vista to the 12 from Wesleyan. Trying to get a comparison on the offensive because there just seems like there's been a whole slew of offensive rebounds.
10 offensive rebounds to 2 offensive rebounds in favor of BV.
So there's your difference. Halliday for a three, going to be well short, and it goes out of bounds. That's the difference. And there have been some second chances there, even third chances on some of those possessions off of those offensive rebounds.
It's those little things like boxing out, getting a body on somebody so that you can rebound the basketball. And you have to wonder what over a week's worth of layoff has done to this team as they come out here and try to get back into action.
You're rusty, number one, because of the layoff. And you say rusty and you're early on in the campaign. Well, if you can't do anything for a certain amount of time, yeah, you're going to be a little bit lax. Everybody else is ahead of you. Holtquist off the dribble. Here's a shot on the way, too strong.
She made a nice move to her right, had an open look, but just too high off the glass.
Here's a three from the right side out front. Hits the top of the backboard off the attempt from Whitver. And the ball will go to Wesleyan here with 4:02 to go before halftime. Wesleyan has not hit a field goal yet here in this second quarter. They got 2 points, both coming from the free throw line. So the drought continues. Partridge. And it goes to Diekman. Holtquist from the top for a three. That one's short.
But a good look, a nice opportunity and an offensive set play. She came from the baseline, came up, ran the curl all the way to the top of the key.
Inside Whitver, down low, across the lane. Nice look there from Newton to Hamlet. And a foul underneath against the Prairie Wolves.
And you can just see the difference in the continuity of the offenses for BV. They look comfortable. They're able to move the ball, find the open player, even go for the extra pass to try to get the better shot, where Nebraska Wesleyan is having to rely much more on set offensive plays rather than the free flow like we've seen from the Beavers.
And when they attack the basket, they're not finishing. Yeah, they're drawing fouls, but they're not finishing.
Mm-hmm.
Hamlet, first free throw, good. She's playing pretty well tonight.
She's already over her season average. She's got 13 points, averaging 12 in the first 7 games.
Make it 14 on that second attempt.
She's 5 for 5 from the field and 4 for 5 from the free throw line with 4 rebounds.
And Buena Vista is in the middle of a 16-2 run. If we go from the carryover from the end of the first into the second quarter. And Roberts on the other end finds Denton down low. Vandenek going to work underneath and puts it in.
We saw a lot of that last year from Anna Vandenek, and they've got to get her into that flow. She can score in the post.
First field goal of the second quarter for Wesleyan. Good defense by Diekman. Hamlet's pass tipped up by Partridge, and they force the turnover. Roberts in the front court here. We're under 3 to go before halftime. Nice look inside. Vandenek underneath, goes up with the left hand. Missed it, got her own rebound, bottled up. To Diekman, to Denton. Denton's pass tipped up, finds Roberts though. Denton wide open for a 3. She drills it.
Nice patience by Nebraska Wesleyan. They moved the ball, they got it into the post, it came back out, and then it came back around, and Denton finally had a nice high percentage shot she knocked down from 3-point range.
2 big possessions now pull the Prairie Wolves within single digits of Buena Vista, and a timeout going to be taken. It's a full timeout with 2:21 remaining before halftime. Buena Vista leads it 24-16.
When you're out to make a difference in the world, begin by exploring what inspires you at Nebraska Wesleyan University. The bridge between you and meaningful, unforgettable experiences. Designed from personal attention to internships to translate into success in your career and life. A place of powerful learning designed to explore you, discover you, propel you. Nebraska Wesleyan University. NWU.
Sam Dixon, the head coach of this Nebraska Wesleyan women's basketball team. Let's take a look at the last couple of possessions here. This one in particular, the big 3 from Denton that forced Buena Vista to take the timeout. Wesleyan now within 8. And it looked like at one point, Jim, this thing was going to get out of hand with the way the Prairie Wolves were lacking on offense here in the second quarter.
Well, they just had no continuity, no rhythm whatsoever until that last 2 possessions. And you noticed on that 3-point shot, the spacing was better too, instead of playing bunch ball.
15-footer doesn't fall for Hamlet, and the rebound to Wesleyan's Vandenek. And the alternating arrow on the top will go to Buena Vista. You're right, the spacing's a big difference because there have been shots that they've taken where it's been really bunched up or clustered up. If you create that spacing, yeah, you're going to get those big wide open shots and good looks.
Right, and then that opens up the lanes for you to drive to the basket.
Here's a 3 on the way that misses everything but the backboard by Emerson Else. Back the other way. Denton down court, misses a layup. A good look down court there by Roberts, and back the other way, here comes Buena Vista.
That's an area where Nebraska Wesleyan has just got to capitalize on a breakaway opportunity.
Minute 40 to go here before halftime. Here's Krager for a 3. In and out on that attempt. Ball tipped out of there. Loose ball picked up by Wesleyan, and Vandenek comes up with it.
Let's see if Roberts attacks again.
Here's a mid-range shot from Denton. That one doesn't fall. It was a good look. Maybe a little bit too much on the shot that time. Shot clock at 20. We're down to a minute 9 here in this first half. Inside, Hamlet got the ball knocked away. Good help defense from Denton, who's really played well here in the last couple of minutes of this second quarter.
That was a big defensive stand for Nebraska Wesleyan. A great job by Denton just to get the hand like a defensive back, knocking the ball away from a wide receiver.
Wesleyan gets the steal again. Here is Diekman with the basketball on the attack. Bounce to Vandenek in the lane, lays it in. She's fouled.
Nice job using that left hand, protecting the basketball, making the defender foul her, and then she's able to finish.
Boy, defensively, it's really been tremendous here from this Wesleyan ball club. There you see Diekman on the feed to Vandenek. And at the free throw line, she completes a three-point play. That gives her 5 in the game. And now the Prairie Wolves within 5 here. They're on a little bit of a run, an 8-0 spurt with 39 seconds to go before halftime.
So another opportunity to get a stop and control the basketball. 9-second difference on the shot clock.
Nice help defense and another steal, forced turnover.
Vandenek coming down a little bit late. She steps into the lane in front of the pass.
And now shot clock off. We're down to 20 seconds here as Roberts will dribble against Graff at the middle. Roberts over here on the right side. Diekman with 12. Out it goes to Denton. Back to Diekman. We're down to 7. Attacking. Here's Bream going into the lane. She's fouled. And with 3.6 seconds remaining, free throws, or a free throw at least, for Bream coming up here as she'll step to the free throw line.
5'11" sophomore from Waverly, just doing a great job of lowering her shoulder, getting an angle, going to her left and getting into the lane and picking up the foul.
Second foul, by the way, on Emily Newton of Buena Vista. Second free throw for Breen, good. 24-20, 3.6 seconds to go here before half. And a baseball toss is going to be blocked as Graff tried to heave it. And we're at the break. And the Prairie Wolves finish on a strong note here in this second quarter. They're now still down 2 possessions, but within 4 of Buena Vista here at the break, 24-20. We'll take a break, come back with more from Snyder Arena after this on LNK TV and the Nebraska Wesleyan Sports Network. Welcome back to Snyder Arena here on LNK TV and the Nebraska Wesleyan Sports Network. Along with Jim Angeli, I'm Jeff Moats. We're glad to have you here for basketball tonight, the first of a doubleheader between Nebraska Wesleyan and Buena Vista. And Jim, one thing that really stands out is the turnover margin. At one time, it was very distant between Wesleyan having the most turnovers versus Buena Vista, but that's kind of shrunk a little bit here.
It has shrunk a little bit because Nebraska Wesleyan, after that long stretch of ineptness, I'll say, at the beginning of the second period, settled down, got some good baskets, and they've been able to get back from an 11-point deficit down to 4 points here as we go into the third quarter.
In fact, the last few possessions down the court for Buena Vista in the second quarter, those were all forced turnovers by Nebraska Wesleyan.
Which then in turn translated into offense on the other end of the court for the Prairie Wolves. So we'll see if they can continue that momentum here as we begin the third quarter.
Prairie Wolves now going to our left here the rest of the way. Dribble drive in the lane by Denton. Here's a scoop shot, too strong off the window. And a tie for the basketball. It's going to go to Buena Vista. And you saw, again, more confidence in Wesleyan defensively and then on offense to end the second quarter. And you hope that starts to carry over here. But Buena Vista went into a massive drought.
Well, and I think that had to do with the defensive energy that the Prairie Wolves were bringing on those possessions.
Here's a three from the left side for Krager. It doesn't fall. And Vandenack with the rebound.
And a box out of Hamlet.
Prairie Wolves trying to get something going here. Lob inside. Partridge trying to dump it across the lane to Vandenack, and it's taken away.
One too many passes in the paint. I think she could have went to her a little further into the lane and put it up with her right hand.
Anhalt works it back out. Taylor Krager had the ball, and now in the hands of Maya Gazinski. Krager inside Gazinski, cutting down the lane and lays it in.
Gazinski finding a crack in that zone defense and a lane to the basket. Did a nice job of finishing.
That ends the scoring drought for Buena Vista. Now they're up by 6 again. And a steal here by Hamlet. She'll go to the other end, jump stop, and puts it up and in.
She wanted to make sure. I mean, she just has done a great job in this game. I mean, 14 points in the first half, gets the steal in the basket now to increase the lead to 8. She's 16 points already, 6 of 7 from the floor.
She came in, as you said, averaging 12 points a game into this matchup. Roberts misses a shot, got her own rebound, but got it blocked as she went back up.
Yeah, nice block by Krager there.
And now Roberts gets the ball back.
2-on-1 opportunity for the Prairie Wolves.
Nice fake and misses the layup. Back the other way. Here is Whitver. Now Krager going to back it out on the dribble. Anhalt now finds Whitver here on the right. Krager again. Back to a 2-3 zone here for Wesleyan. Inside they go to Hamlet, bottled up in the lane. Needs help, works the dribble, goes up for a shot. She draws a foul. She somehow got out of a double team, Jim, was able to find room to put the ball to the floor and go to the basket.
Well, that's one of the things you teach your post players not to do is, you know, you've got it there. Don't bring the ball low, keep it up above. And so up above your head. And so it kind of gets away from her here, but she's able to dribble and draw the foul. Brianna Denton really didn't have much of a choice.
Free throw on the way, short, no good. 28-20 in favor of Buena Vista.
Make sure your taxes are grabbed and hit before you know it.
Second free throw missing, and the rebound into the hands of Ellie Breen. Now Roberts in the front court here with just over 7 minutes to go here in the third.
Tried to run a backdoor cut over there to Allie Barrow, but it wasn't quite there.
Off balance shot for Roberts doesn't fall. Back the other way. Here's Gazinski. Anhalt with the ball. Gazinski with it now. Trying to work against the zone.
Buena Vista doing a nice job of just being patient and working the shot clock.
That shot clock's down to 7. Shot forced up, and it goes through for Anhalt.
Anhalt, nice one dribble, and she puts it right up off the glass. Nice basket. Nice work in the post.
And a 6-0 start here for Buena Vista to begin this third quarter. Denton with a nice spin in the lane, puts it up, and she's fouled. Take a look at this again. Off the screen, nice spin move. Just couldn't finish there. As Denton out of Swink, Colorado, the junior. Free throw is up for her, bouncing off. Another interesting stat, Jim, is that Buena Vista's 0 for 16 from three-point range. That's something else that really sticks out.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, they're not a great three-point shooting team. They only average 4 three-pointers per game, but you don't like to see an 0 for 16 line.
Inside to Hamlet, one dribble, puts it in. Nice feed.
If it works, keep going till you can make the other team stop it. And that's what they're doing, feeding it to Hamlet.
And now Weber with the ball. As they move it around the perimeter, far side of Kaczynski. Here's Hamlet on the left baseline, out top. Weber on the kick out. Shot clock at 7. Here's a 3 from Weber. Doesn't fall. Offensive board and putback missing. Doesn't fall for Emerson Else. And back the other way. Prairie Wolves with the ball. Trying to get something on offense going here as they go to the high post.
Nice little screen by Vandenek, but Roberts unable to really get open there.
And the 3 doesn't fall for Barrows that time. And Weber gets it in the front court. Here's a 3 on the way, missing, no good for Else. And Vandenek with the rebound.
Well, Nebraska Wesleyan 2 for 10 from three-point range.
And now timeout taken by the Prairie Wolves. And Sam Dixon wants to regroup here as his team has been kind of stagnant here to begin this second half of action, third quarter, and a 30-second timeout taken by the Prairie Wolves. But yeah, the three-point attempts really stood out when I looked at that here a moment ago. Now 0 for 18 for Buena Vista and 2 for 10 for Wesleyan. So obviously Wesleyan shooting the ball a lot better from downtown, but overall Wesleyan 6 of 30 from the floor, 20%. 33% for Buena Vista on 14 of 42 shooting. So a lot of shots are going up. Not a lot of them are falling, though.
Not a lot are going in, and you expect Nebraska Wesleyan here on their home court to be able to have a little bit higher shot percentage. I mean, for the season, Nebraska Wesleyan is shooting at about 39%, just a little bit under 40%. Meanwhile, Buena Vista is about 38.4% on the season, and, you know, Buena Vista and Nebraska Wesleyan both below their season averages of shooting.
So out of the timeout, Wesleyan works the ball. Bream to Holtquist, Partridge, now Roberts. And a hand check going to be called on Lindsey Graff of Buena Vista.
You can tell Coach David Wells, his scouting report was stop Delaney Roberts. And BV's done a great job of that. She's only got 2 points.
And they're from the free throw line.
Yes.
Abby Diekman to work it in, needs to get it in, a 5-second call. And you're right, I mean, Roberts, she's taken some shots, but not very many. She is actually 0 for 7 from the field. And from the free throw line, she's 2 for 2 tonight.
But they haven't been great looks. I mean,
No.
She's had a couple of opportunities on on a layup or fast break. She just hasn't committed to that. I'm going to attack the basket, and I'm going to go make this.
Here's Holtquist on the other end with a nice take toward the basket, and she's fouled. So Else commits the foul. Watch this again. There's a little bit of the body there from Else on that.
A little bit? That was a lot of body right there. That was a hip check. That'd be good in hockey.
Well, it wasn't Mad Dog with Sean doing a wrestling move. Let's just put it that way.
It's true. Right.
A little bit of a, yeah, you're right, more of a hockey type. Hockey type play as Holtquist hits the free throw. So she goes 1 of 2 that time for the charity stripe. 4 minutes to go here in the third.
And here's that press again from Nebraska Wesleyan trying to draw a quick turnover, but BV breaks it.
Good ball movement by Buena Vista. Weber off the dribble, can't make it from about 14 though. And back the other way. Here's Roberts. And now Diekman will reset the offense. Trying to look in somehow, try to get the ball to Partridge. She gets the feed, nice post up, and she finishes.
So we saw those opportunities in the first half. Nebraska Wesleyan's guards just weren't getting enough air up, to lob that ball up to Partridge so Partridge can catch it above her head and finish. That was a nice entry pass that time.
Lead down to 8 for Buena Vista. Drive to the hoop. Lindell going to be fouled by Partridge. And Lindell will go to the free throw line.
Guys, here you can see it. The ball is in a nice spot where the only person who can catch that is going to be Rhett Partridge. And she's able to finish.
Did a great job on that post up. And here is the freshman out of Wakefield, Anna Lindell. Free throw bounces off, no good. Lindell tonight with only 2 points. Hamlet about ready to check in here. Free throw bounces through. And so Lindell will check out and Hamlet checks back in for Buena Vista.
Anna Vandenack, of course, doing a lot of good work there late in that second period. So we'll see if Nebraska Wesleyan can kind of get into that post-exchange type of offense that they were working and get some looks in there for Vandenack in the post.
Roberts with the ball. Trying to look in. Bream trying to post up. Shot clock at 4. Bream, one dribble shot on the way. Bouncing short, no good. And the loose ball goes out of bounds off of Buena Vista. They were a little too patient that time on that possession. So they let that shot clock get under 5 seconds. And usually if you get into a situation like that, you start to panic, you try to get a shot up as quick as you can, but usually those are forced.
Right, and that's why it was just a little bit short and off the front of the rim, but fortunately it bounced out of bounds off of Buena Vista. And Wesleyan can keep possession.
Here's a shot, a line driver that misses short, no good from Vandenack. Back the other way. Here's Else on the dribble, short on the shot that time, and Vandenack with another board. Roberts in transition, down the lane, off balance, puts it up. But a foul going to be called on the floor against Buena Vista. So Graff picks up her second. Under the 2-minute mark here of this third quarter. Delaney Roberts. Part of that East High team a couple of years ago that finished runner-up to Pius X. Entry pass to Vandenack is knocked out of bounds on the low block area.
And that whole possession, I mean, when Diekman had the basketball, Sam Dixon was telling her to work your way into the corner because Vandenack had the angle and she was working hard to get good position. But if you stay up at the top, you don't get that angle to make the entry pass.
Roberts, the three, missing that time. And you're right, Jim, because, I mean, that's old school basketball.
Yeah.
If you want to pound the ball into the paint, that's old school. That's what he wants to have happen. Because you got a little bit of a height advantage compared to Buena Vista.
Yeah, especially with Hamlet out of the basketball game right now. Here's an opportunity for Wesleyan to make some hay, but instead, that's Krager knocking down the three.
The first three knocked down in the game for Buena Vista, and it's 36-24. Beavers ahead of the Prairie Wolves.
And they're now 5% from the three-point arc.
Good look, and Vandenek with a layup underneath.
And Vandenek can do that. She is very good, and she uses that left hand spectacularly.
Here's Maya Gazinski. Now to Taylor Krager. Whitver, and she was fouled in the high post area. That, I believe that was on Diekman. Watch this again here. Nice look there from Holtquist in to Vandenek. And again, they need to do that a lot more here in this game. You're still within reach as Krager's three goes in and out, and the loose ball goes out of bounds off of Buena Vista.
Yeah, there is time. I mean, Nebraska Wesleyan, unfortunately, right now is just 2 for 12 in this quarter. So if they can get some of those shots to fall, they've got a shot at this ball game yet.
Got to look inside. Shot clock at 15. The ball overthrown by Diekman out of bounds, trying to look into Vandenek. And another turnover.
And Coach Dixon motioning with his right hand. It's like, work it down around the corner. I do like Sam. Sam does a great job. He's always coaching and always trying to teach and correct during the game.
Whitford to the basket. Good defense by Wesleyan. Time running out. Roberts, here's a shot going to be short the buzzer. And we are through three here at Snyder Arena. But Buena Vista found a way to kind of space themselves out a little bit here in this third quarter. They take a 10-point lead into the final quarter of action. Come back to Snyder Arena after you see this. Nebraska Wesleyan dance team bringing us back here for the fourth quarter here. It's 36-26, Buena Vista ahead of Nebraska Wesleyan. Jeff Moats and Jim Angeli with you tonight here on LNK TV. A little bit of consistency with this Buena Vista basketball team. They lead at 36-26, but every single quarter they played, it's been pretty precise in what they've been scoring per quarter.
Exactly. 12 points in the first quarter, 12 points in the second quarter, 12 points in the third quarter, and 5 field goals in each of those.
That's just amazing.
That's just absolutely amazing of what they're doing. I mean, they've been consistent where Nebraska Wesleyan, 9 points in the first quarter, 11 in the second quarter, 6 points. You know, they've been up and down where Buena Vista has just been steady, steady, steady. Not spectacular, but good enough to have a 10-point lead here. And Hamlet's back in the ball game, bringing her 18 points.
Well, Wesleyan's been as close as 4 points in this game here, and that happened back at halftime. But they were up at one point, 9-8, at toward the tail end of the first quarter. Here is Vandenek, gets the feed and puts it in to start the fourth quarter.
Nice pass by Brianna Denton.
And now within 8. Still some time here to work for Wesleyan to get back into this. There's a double dribble.
That was good defense by Denton to move up. You know, you're sometimes worried about making that contact, but, you know, they used to teach us, and get your leg up on them. Just get up onto that. And here's that nice entry pass in Vandenek, finishing with that left hand in the paint.
Prairie Wolves with the ball here, trying to cut away more at that deficit. Here's Roberts. Diekman with 13 on the shot clock. Roberts, Denton, inside Vandenack, going to work in the lane, up and in. The basket counts, and she draws the foul.
That's now 11 points for Vandenack, and she can make it 12 here with this free throw.
That's a big basket for Vandenack that time. Watch this again on the replay really quick here. Nice entry pass from Denton. And there it is.
You see so much of that left hand, and then she goes to the right hand, and she's able to convert.
And she can't convert on the free throw, though, so it's still 36-30, Buena Vista. 9 minutes to play in the game. Here's Krager on the left wing. To Gadzinski, now back to Krager, a three. Off, no good. And the rebound's going to go out of bounds instead, and Hamlet too late to get there, get the ball. So it's 1 of 21 from three-point range for Buena Vista. But they're shooting 15 of 48 for 31%. Wesleyan's average went up to 27%. Now a turnover here committed by the Prairie Wolves.
Yep, off the hands of Diekman there.
Here's Krager in the front court.
So the Prairie Wolves need another stop. Now they've switched to, well, it's that zone look again.
Good look that time, but they work it out.
Now the man-to-man, isn't it?
Yep. Hamlet down the lane, puts it in. And you want to talk about somebody that's done all the damage tonight offensively, it's Vanessa Hamlet.
Yeah, absolutely. 8 of 9 from the field, 20 points, 4 of 7 from the free throw line. Just a fantastic performance.
And now Ellie Bream double dribbles on the other end and turns it over. Eight minutes and counting here as Krager brings it in the front court. And Whitver off the pick and roll, feed to Anhalt and puts it up and in. And now the lead's grown back to 10 for Buena Vista.
That's just nice two-person basketball. A little bit of pick and roll right there, and Anhalt did a nice job of getting to the basket.
Good lob. Vandenack with the hesitation off the glass and in. 13 for her.
Pace is starting to pick up. Nebraska Wesleyan's making some shots. Now they need to get some stops here.
Here's Whitver trying to look in there. And the ball's taken away by Delaney Roberts.
She never saw Roberts coming around from the backside.
Here's Denton, works it in into traffic, and Vandenack could not handle the basketball. Another turnover.
Not a bad pass. It was a great idea to get it into Vandenack. Vandenack just couldn't hang on to it.
Here's a long two on the way from Whitver, and she knocks it down.
Big basket for the Beavers.
That's her first basket of the game. The lead at 10 once again. Under 7 minutes here in this contest. The men's game coming up here after the conclusion of this one. Diekman down the key right side, misses it. And Buena Vista gets the board here, and they'll try to extend that lead back up into the double-digit range. As Krager looks in. Now a 2-3 zone here from Wesleyan. Nice look inside Hamlet. Interior bounce pass to Anhalt. Can't finish it underneath. Diekman comes up with the basketball. She's bothered in the backcourt. And a tie-up. That's good hustle that time by Hannah Whitver, knowing that they had the possession arrow toward them, and so Buena Vista gets it back.
The basketball was right there for her to grab, so she just put two hands on it. You know, challenge every little possession that you can. Great job by Whitver.
So Maya Gadzinski in control. Krager off the dribble. Here's Whitver for a long two, and she drills it. Back-to-back baskets for her, and the lead at 12. Wesleyan trying to hold on here, and Sam Dixons is going to call a timeout, and this will be a full timeout. We'll take a break with them 5:44 remaining. And Buena Vista has grown their lead back into double digits. They lead it by 12 here at Snyder Arena.
When you're out to make a difference in the world, begin by exploring what inspires you at Nebraska Wesleyan University. The bridge between you and meaningful, unforgettable experiences. Designed from personal attention to internships to translate into success in your career and life. A place of powerful learning designed to explore you, discover you, propel you. Nebraska Wesleyan University, NWU.
5:44 to go in this ball game here. Snyder Arena here at Nebraska Wesleyan. And a 44-32 lead, as you see, in favor of Buena Vista. And really, the interior play of Vanessa Hamlet has really helped carry Buena Vista tonight. She's got 20 points above her 12-point average. Vandenek's got 13 for the Prairie Wolves off the bench. And she's really had to pick up the load. She's 6 of 10 from the floor tonight.
Yeah, she's an excellent player. I mean, she's just one of those kids that last year as a freshman stepped in during that COVID season and got a lot of playing time. Didn't play a lot of games, but she had a lot of minutes.
Holquist misses the three. Back the other way we go.
But the shooting woes just kind of continue for the Prairie Wolves.
Now they're 16, almost 17% from three-point range. Better than the 5%, though, for Buena Vista from beyond the arc. Whitver on the left wing. Shot clock at 7. Gazinski on the run, bouncing off, no good. Offensive board for Hamlet, missing the putback. And the rebound to Vandenek, and here come the Prairie Wolves.
Just the second time that Hamlet's missed tonight.
Well, you had Vandenek there and Partridge over there too. Partridge with the ball. Holquist. And a 3-second violation against Wesleyan. Boy, when was the last time you saw a 3-second call made in a basketball game?
Well, Vandenek was working on possession, and she just left her feet inside the lane a little bit too long. Usually it's about 5 seconds before they actually blow the whistle.
Entry pass taken away by Vandenek. Here comes Wesleyan. Roberts, nice feed inside. Partridge got it, and she's fouled by Whitver. You know, if you go back and look at basketball 30, 35 years ago, the 3-second count was pretty common at all levels, except for the NBA.
And every coach would scream it, 3 seconds. It helped those officials out along the way.
Here's Roberts, who's been very quiet tonight. She's only got 2 points.
Buena Vista's done a great job of just stopping her.
Diekman's three doesn't fall. Underneath, an open ball, put back up and in for Partridge.
Nice job by Partridge. And that's a basket Nebraska Wesleyan needed as they're down by 10 now.
Three for the left side doesn't fall. Partridge with a rebound. And now Roberts in the front court. Diekman right side three, long and air ball. And the ball picked up by Whitver. And another takeaway here. Delaney Roberts comes up with it. Diekman shot fake and a dribble. She'll put it up, missing it, but she's fouled.
She was aggressive that time. Last time she looked for that three-point shot and rushed it a little bit. Now this time she decided to take her time and I'll see what I can do, drive into the basket. And that's always a good thing because if you can get to the free throw line and score when the clock is not running, man, that does help your team when you're down by 10.
Diekman's first free throw out the back iron hard. You see the replay of Diekman drawing the foul. Misses the second one. Diekman tonight has not been able to convert from the field and from the line. And now time starting to kind of slip away from Wesleyan a little bit, and a foul off the screen. Diekman. So Delaney Roberts will check out. And it looks like Avery Holiday is back in place of her. Here's Hamlet down low. Going to work underneath, trying to draw the contact. Got it blocked. Got her own rebound, but the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Wesleyan. And there's a difference when you put Partridge inside there right close to the basket. And Hamlet did all she could, trying to shot fake and go up. And Partridge just stood straight up.
Right. But Hamlet did get another offensive rebound.
That's the other thing, too. 30-second timeout taken here with 3:02 to go before the end of this one. And another reminder, we'll have the men's game for you coming up after this. Watch this again. Hamlet underneath again. And Partridge just stood there, but didn't go after the ball, and that's allowed Hamlet to get it back, but it looked like maybe it may have touched off of Wesleyan underneath the basket. But Hamlet's just had a tremendous game tonight with 20 points, 8 of 11 from the field, 4 of 7 from the free throw line. She's got 8 rebounds on the night.
And she came out hot, which is what the Beavers needed to start this game. When Nebraska Wesleyan came out cold, they pounded the ball inside, and Hamlet's the one that really got them this lead, and they've been able to maintain it throughout the course of this game.
And beating the shot clock and putting it in was Dresbach off a runner who went out earlier in the game with a banged up knee, and she's back in there and gets her first basket of the game.
I'm glad to see that she's okay. That was a nice move, and man, that was an acrobatic shot. Athletic shot, too.
2:38 to go in this one. 12-point lead again for Buena Vista. Here's Weber to the top. Hamlet look inside from the top, deflected but recovered. Well, Dresbach was wide open underneath the basket at one point. Now the entry pass from Krager is thrown away as Hamlet couldn't quite get there to retrieve it.
And now Nebraska Wesleyan with 2:17 left has really got to push it. Every possession and every time they possess the basketball, it's critical. They've got to score, and they've got to be able to get stops on the other end. We'll see if they can get a basket and then go back to that pressure defense that they've shown on and off.
Roberts down the lane with a left-handed layup, missing it. And it's just been a tough night for Delaney Roberts.
And finally, an opportunity for her to attack the basket. I mean, BV has done a great job of putting someone in front of her the entire game, and this time she got an opportunity and couldn't finish at the rim.
She's 0 of 9 tonight from the field and gets the ball out front here with under 2 minutes to play. Roberts down the key. She'll try it again, missing that one. She's gone 0 for 10 tonight. Loose ball. Bream had it, knocked out of her hands. We're going to say a foul on Buena Vista. Now go against Taylor Krager.
That's just kind of hard to believe. I mean, Delaney Roberts was shooting 46% from the floor on the season. Done a really good job. Even had a 20-point night against Northland in the season opener.
Yeah, just not her night tonight, though. But, you know what type of player she is.
Right.
I know what type of player she is. She's always been a very, very gritty basketball player and can score. But the one player you want out there on the floor that can be your quarterback, that's her.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
Just one of those off nights. It happens every now and then for players like her. Here's Roberts off the high screen. Here's Denton forcing up a shot that got blocked. And now with 1:30 to go in the game, David Wells just telling his team, let's slow it down a little bit.
Yeah, they can just run clock, and they've pretty much got this one in the bag.
Minute 15 to go, pick and roll that time. Anhalt fouled underneath. Third personal on Diekman here in the game. .20 seconds on the shot clock, minute 12 left on the game clock. And now Denton's going to commit the foul. Not really an intentional type of foul, just looked like she had her defensive stance ready and she tripped over her feet.
Yes, exactly.
Inbound again. Lindell on the baseline, left side, missing it on the turnaround hook. And back the other way with a minute to go. Entry pass denied. Buena Vista defensively tonight, Jim, has done tremendous.
Yeah, tried to get it inside to Ellie Bream, but tipped away by the Beavers. And, I mean, they've just done a great job of forcing Nebraska Wesleyan out of their comfort zone based upon their defense. They can't attack the basket. They have not been able to get a lot of entry passes that they really wanted. Couldn't get the angles. And so they're going to come away with a big win here in Lincoln.
Bunny underneath, missed that time by Anhalt. We're down to 14. And Delaney Roberts in traffic, forcing up a shot. She's fouled. She'll go to the line with exactly 10 seconds to play. Here's another thing. Can Buena Vista get another basket here to get 12 in the quarter?
They just might be able to.
Can they do that?
So they can get to 48.
And they've hit 5 field goals here in this quarter. Free throw for Roberts is up and in. That's her 3rd point of the game.
So they're gonna need 2 free throws.
Yeah. Now they've done a terrific job tonight. They've really played well as Roberts misses a 2nd free throw. And a tie for the basketball, and the alternating arrow points to Buena Vista with 7 seconds remaining. But your hat goes off to Hamlet. Vanessa Hamlet tonight, 20 points for Buena Vista, 13 for Anna Vandenack for Wesleyan. And they're going to say the ball goes out of bounds as Taylor Krager went down after some contact underneath the basket.
Yeah, I think she just stepped on Anna Vandenack's foot. I thought maybe she rolled her ankle there, but lost the ball out of bounds.
Roberts with a 3, and she hits it, and that's her first field goal of the game. With 1.5 seconds remaining, the ball is entered, and the final score tonight is Buena Vista 46, Nebraska Wesleyan 38. And so the Prairie Wolves on the season will fall to 2-4 as recognized by the NCAA, but in conference play, they're 2-6, 0-3 in the conference. So Wesleyan falls here at home tonight to Buena Vista, 46-38. Stay tuned. We'll have the men's matchup between both these teams coming up next on LNK TV and the Nebraska Wesleyan Sports Network.
Today's LNK TV sports broadcast was brought to you by Lincoln Electric System and Nebraska Wesleyan University.